Scheana shared nearly every moment of her life on 11 seasons of Vanderpump Rules. The Bravo show actually began as a spin-off of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after Scheana had an affair with Brandi Glanville's husband, Eddie Cibrian. He also had an affair with singer LeAnn Rimes, which resulted in his divorce from Brandi. Viewers saw Scheana's wedding to her first husband, Mike Shea, and their heartbreaking split. They watched Stassi Schroeder ice Scheana out before eventually becoming friendly. Through all the ups and downs, there was one moment that was more traumatizing for Scheana than all the others. Keep reading for all the details. Scheana doesn't think Jax Taylor is that bad. Scheana starred alongside Jax Taylor on Vanderpump Rules from the first season until season 8, when he left the show. The popular show is returning to Bravo for season 12, but with an entirely new cast. But Scheana isn't out of a job. She made several appearances on The Valley, which stars Jax and his estranged wife, Brittany Cartwright. The reality show also features some of Jax and Brittany's friends who live in the same area. The Valley chronicles the cast's struggle with adulthood and raising their kids. Two notable cast members are Jesse Lally and his ex-wife, Michelle Senni. Viewers don't like his aggressive and controlling attitude towards Michelle. Jax Taylor is under fire for his treatment of Brittany. Fans are even demanding Bravo fire Jax. But in a recent radio appearance, Scheana defended Jax. She said that viewers already knew he was bad since Vanderpump Rules premiered, but they have no idea how bad Jesse Lally actually is. She reveals truth about painful Vanderpump Rules injury. Scheana has been spilling all about her life and time on Vanderpump Rules on her podcast since 2018. During one recent episode of Shenanigans with Scheana, she opened up about a painful injury she suffered on the Bravo show. Vanderpump Rules and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills crossed over on the season 2 premiere of VPR. Kyle Richards hired the employees at SUR, including Sheana, for an event at her house. Brandi Glanville was also in attendance. Awkward. While in the kitchen, Brandi pointed out that Scheana's teeth were gray and asked what happened. Scheana said that she fell and broke her 2 front teeth. But it turns out that it was much more serious than that. She revealed on her podcast that she ended up having 5 surgeries to fix the issue after an infection spread. It was just wild what we had to do to rebuild the roof of my mouth, Scheana said. She called the experience traumatizing, especially because she had to make appearances in public to promote the show. Scheana spilled that she secretly kept a pair of fake teeth known as flippers in her purse in case the damaged teeth fell out on the red carpet. Do you remember the incident with her teeth on the show? Does it surprise you that it was more serious than originally thought? It was supposed to be just another night, cameras rolling, lights blazing, the Vanderpump Rules cast living their chaotic, cocktail-fueled lives for all of America to see. But for Scheana, that night turned into something else entirely. A moment of unexpected pain, hidden tears, and a painful injury that she kept silent about until now. Scheana has never been one to shy away from the spotlight. From pop songs to podcast episodes to eye-popping drama, she's always embraced vulnerability, with a filter, of course. But what she revealed this week wasn't part of any storyline. It wasn't caught in a confessional or teased in a trailer. It was real, raw. And a reminder that behind the glam and gossip, these reality stars are, in fact, human. Chapter 1. The Fall That No One Noticed. It happened during filming at a rooftop bar in Hollywood. The night was buzzing, literally and figuratively. Scheana had shown up in platform heels, her signature ponytail higher than the drama level, and a full face of glam. The producers had hinted at a confrontation. A surprise guest. Tension was already thick in the air. As the cast mingled, cameras caught every side-eye and every smirk. But they missed the one moment that changed everything. I was walking down a narrow set of stairs, Scheana recalled, on her podcast Shenanigans, voice shaking slightly. Someone had spilled a drink, and I didn't see it. My heel slipped, and I just, boom, went down. She hit the edge of the step with her left side, hard. A sharp pain shot through her shoulder and rib cage. But the cameras were still rolling, and so, like the pro she is, she got up, smiled, laughed it off. Adrenaline took over. I was mortified more than anything, she said. I didn't want to be that girl, making it about me, especially when we were supposed to be focusing on someone else's drama. But the pain didn't go away. Chapter 2, The Silent Struggle. What followed was weeks of discomfort. Quiet wincing, sleepless nights, and painkillers that dulled the edges but never erased them. I thought it was just bruised ribs or something minor, she said. I've had worse hangovers. She joked about it on set. She laughed through it with the crew. She even filmed a dance TikTok the day after the fall, despite barely being able to lift her arm above her head. But by week 3, something wasn't right. I couldn't hold Summer for more than a few minutes, she confessed, referring to her daughter. Every time I picked her up, I felt this sharp pull, like my body was yelling at me to stop pretending. A trip to the doctor confirmed it, a fractured rib and a partial tear in her rotator cuff. The diagnosis stunned her. Suddenly, it wasn't just a fall, it was an injury. And I had been filming through it, working through it, mothering through it. I didn't even let myself process it until I sat on that paper-covered table in the doctor's office. Chapter 3. Why she kept it quiet. Why didn't she say anything sooner? Sheana pauses at that question. It's the culture of the show. We're tough. We don't miss filming. We don't show weakness. Not unless it's tied to a cheating scandal or a tequila-fueled meltdown. But it was more than that. Deep down, Sheana admits she didn't want to be seen as dramatic. I've spent years being labeled attention-seeking, too emotional, too much. So this time I tried to be quiet about it. I thought, this isn't a big deal. Don't make it a thing. Now she realizes how dangerous that thinking was. What kind of message does that send? That we should ignore our pain to keep a storyline going? That we're only allowed to cry if it's about a man and not a cracked rib? Chapter 4. Healing and Hurting in Public. As Scheana began physical therapy, she started to think about how many other moments she powered through in silence, and how many of her co-stars, especially the women, had done the same. There's this pressure to be on all the time, especially when you're a mom in this world. Like we have to juggle motherhood, fame, relationship drama, and injuries, and still show up camera ready. She's not bitter, but she is tired. There's strength in pushing through, she said, but there's wisdom in knowing when to rest. I'm still learning that. The injury gave her something she didn't expect, clarity. I had to stop, really stop, and sit with myself. And honestly, that was more painful than the injury. Chapter 5. The Bravo Response. After going public with her story, questions swirled online. Did Bravo know? Was production aware of the fall? Did they do anything? Sheana treaded carefully when asked. I think everyone just thought I was okay, and I played into that, she admitted. But moving forward, I hope there's a better system, for all of us. A culture where checking in doesn't just mean, are you ready to film? But are you okay? Sources close to production claim safety is always a priority, but that incidents sometimes fly under the radar, especially when cast members downplay them. But the network is listening. Quietly, there's talk of a new wellness liaison being added to the set, a subtle shift in how Bravo treats its stars, not just as entertainment, but as people. Epilogue. Stronger than ever. Today, Sheana is still healing, emotionally, physically, mentally. She's back to working out, albeit slowly. She's lifting Summer again, though she does it a little more mindfully, and she's not afraid to say no when her body tells her to. I think this was the universe's way of saying, slow down, be gentle with yourself. Fans have flooded her inbox with messages of support. Women especially. So many people said, thank you for talking about this. I've ignored my pain too. That meant everything. Sheana Shea, the girl once known for boy band tattoos and crying in crop tops, has become something else entirely. A woman who knows her worth, listens to her body, and isn't afraid to show the bruises on her skin and in her soul. Sound off in the comments.